Welcome to Doug is in Exile. Man, I almost blew my title of my own thing. We're going to read this article from The Hill that goes into Alvin Bragg's case against Trump with Stormy Daniels and all that in New York. It's very interesting to me. And I like keeping up on all of the major lawsuits involving Trump because it has to do with his election and whether if he's going to be president or not. Of course, he is going to be president. I mostly document how it's not going to work because Democrats really are pulling the trigger on a very bad plan that is backfiring on them constantly, and we love it. Now, I took a vote last time on asking if you guys wanted me to highlight the text in these articles as I read. About 2/3 of you said yes, the text is helpful. About 1/3 of you said no, it's insulting, quit highlighting texts. So the cool thing about our family, even if we have a disagreement inside, I'm going to highlight the text. And I asked for the 1/3 that are bugged by it to have patience. And thank you for your tolerance. Okay, here we go. It's The Hill. Trump's hush money case set for critical hearing over the document dump. Here's some facts on it. This month, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York turned over 119,000 pages of records. Court's filings show. These are the bad guys, the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Are you close to bail time? Are you getting a bond?
Thank you very much, everybody.
Are you getting a bond today?
This is a witch hunt. It's a hoax. Thank you.
The office has declined to comment. The parties are now trading blame for why the documents are only coming to light now. Trump's lawyers have gone as far as to allege Alvin Bragg, didn't meet their discovery obligations, which is true, demanding the judge toss the entire indictment or impose other sanctions as a result. Now, the good news about this is that Alvin Bragg could get some kind of a sanction, which would be delicious. And he deserves a sanction if there's such a thing as justice. And I don't know if there is, but we're going to find out because what he did is ridiculous. The state of New York has made numerous untimely and inexplicably delayed disclosures and actively obstructed efforts by President Trump to obtain discoverable materials from the U.S. attorneys, Cohen, and Cohen's publishers. Remember, Cohen is the liar that Alina Habba says is at the hinge, at the center of this whole thing, among others. This misconduct weighs in favor of a severe remedy, Trump's lawyers wrote in court papers. Now, Bragg's office, meanwhile, has claimed they unsuccessfully sought the documents from the Attorney General's office months ago, pinning the blame on Trump and telling the judge they complied with their obligations. Prosecutors wrote in court papers last week, enough is enough. These tactics by defendant Trump and defense counsel should be stopped. Prosecutors, meanwhile, urged the judge not to issue any additional delays and schedule the trial for April 15th. So they're still trying to get their trial date for the 15th in 2 weeks. And this 1,000-page document dump, they're going, this should go on. No, they don't want Trump's team to be able to pull information out of that document dump in time. So they need a delay. Defendant has taken every possible step to evade accountability in this case. For more than a year, Bragg's office wrote in court filings as he lied, quote, he sought to deter the grand jury from considering the charges by promising death and destruction if indicted. Yes. He sought to intimidate the district attorney and his office by posting a photo of himself wielding a baseball bat at the back of the district attorney's head. That's a meme. That's free speech. That's a performance art. Defense counsel has likewise stretched the boundaries of zealous advocacy in this case. The filing continued. Court records indicate how new documents relate to the federal criminal case of Cohen. So this is all that 119,000 documents are because of, I believe it's Michael Cohen, Trump's ex-fixer, who made the hush money payment at the center of the case. The hush money went to Stormy Daniels. Cohen has since turned against his former boss and is expected to be Bragg's star witness in trial. And the stuff around Cohen has all been fraud and lies in the court. He even used AI to cite fake case law. That's Cohen and his team. I mean, this is a joke, guys. This is a clownish joke. Trump's lawyers highlighted Cohen's guilty plea in that case, as they sought to block him from testifying, portraying him as a liar who would mislead the jury, and that's true. What remains unclear is whether the documents contain any material Trump could use to his advantage. Now, this is important. Or how many are even new documents. Prosecutors last week said their review was ongoing, but they had so far identified fewer than 270 relevant documents not previously disclosed to Trump. So, okay, 270 of them had not been, of the 119,000 had not been previously disclosed. I guess, whatever. Quote, God help us all, frankly, if there's Brady material in there. This is big, said Agnifilo, referring to prosecutors' constitutional obligation. That's Alvin Bragg side has a constitutional obligation to hand over favorable material to the defendant. That is, things that would indemnify or make Trump innocent. They have an obligation to turn it over way before now, before 2 weeks before they go to trial on 119,000 documents. Now, this is my own theory on this whole thing, but this is why Alvin Bragg could get sanctioned if they find anything in 119,000 documents that could be beneficial to Trump. You have an obligation to hand it over to the other side so that they can argue it. And I have a feeling, my sense is, buried in this 119,000 pages is something that makes Trump or makes Michael Cohen look stupid and guilty, and Alvin Bragg look stupid and guilty, and makes Trump look innocent. And because of that, what they do is they bury it in a giant phone book of documents, and you dump it all on the court all at once. You go, I don't know. I didn't know that would help Trump. These are the kind of liars that you're dealing with in New York. And hopefully all they have to do is find it. It's going to take a while to find it. Quote, if there's some kind of exculpatory information that they knowingly withheld, and he's being charitable here, saying, I doubt it, but I'm just thinking out loud what the possibilities are. That has the potential of derailing this even further. And that's the good news, guys, is my sense is, why did they dump it now when they've had these documents? Why? They did it the last minute because they're hiding something. And that's what they do. That's normal for a lot of lawyers to do. Why give your enemy, weapons to use against you? But it's in there. And Alvin Bragg just thinks, as a Democrat, he goes, I'm not going to get touched. This isn't going to hurt me. I got cover. I'm in the right party. And there's no justice in New York. What do you guys think? What do you guys think could be in this document dump that makes Michael Cohen look like even more of a liar, or makes Trump look innocent, or say Stormy Daniels look like a grifter? I'm Doug in Exile. I hope you've subscribed.